Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to this Facebook Live. I look forward to taking you on a very, very beautiful journey into your sexual energy, into your body, and we're going to be looking at how to unlock sexual shame and sexual abuse so that you can move forward in your life. So it should be a very interesting topic because I know these kinds of themes can haunt people for years and years and years and years and years, and for many people that have suffered from sexual abuse, they can go through years and years of healing. So I'd like to maybe help you discover maybe some ways that we can quickly heal the energy body once it's been abused from sexual abuse so that the person can move into quicker health, and also how to unlock the sexual energy from shame and guilt and things like that so that it can return to it being a vibrant force back in somebody's life again. We'll also be looking at your consent options because I think it's very important to understand that we do have the ability to say yes and no in every single situation, and we'll also be claiming the body as sacred in our energy clearing because I think that's a very important process. Once we learn to claim our body as sacred again, we kind of raise our vibration. We raise our vibration not only to feel respected by ourselves, respected by the universe, and that obviously ripples out for other people to respect us. So the more that we have claim ourselves as sacred, the more other people are going to respect us, and I think that's very important around this kind of topic. So we'll be going in and looking at that. I'll also be looking at how we can use the sexual energy to kind of strengthen the energy field as a form of protection. You know, this force, which may have been your sexual energy, which may have been all twisted in shame and guilt, once it unlocks from that, you know, once it unlocks from its old stories, you can actually use it as this really strong force of vitality around you, and that can be protection in itself. So I really look forward to helping you really move out of some old patterns so that you can start to stand into your strength and stuff like that. So this is a very, very big topic, from sexual shame to sexual abuse, and the spectrum of it is quite broad. So I'm going to briefly kind of go over some stuff, and I kind of want to, before I even begin, kind of apologize if I skim over some stuff, because maybe for you, maybe you've been stuck in some abuse stuff for years and years and years and years, and I know how tragic that journey of recovery can be. So I apologize in advance if I'm not holding a big enough space for you, but because this is, you know, I've got like 10-15 minutes to talk and then 20 minutes to do an energy clearing, I kind of want to, you know, all I can do is skim, so I apologize in advance. So first of all, sexual shame to sexual abuse. So when we look at sexual shame, what happens is that the sexual life force has been corrupted over time. Okay, so originally the sexual life force is a sacred force. You know, it's one of the original forces in this universe. It's been an original force for us to procreate. It's an original life force which gives us energy to the body. It's an original life force which brings desire to the heart. It's an original life force which can bring a lot of purpose to the mind, and it's a very physical energy, sexual energy. And what sexual energy does in its kind of very raw space is that it keeps us very present in the body. It's a very time present in the now kind of energy, yeah? And we need it. We need it as a sexual, our sexual energy then, can sublimate into spiritual energy to kind of connect us to the heavens. It can sublimate through the body to give us energy. It can sublimate through the body to bring love to the heart and intuition to the mind. So it has a very important purpose in our spiritual evolution. And I feel on some level that, you know, we've kind of missed the sexual energy as an important facet in our spiritual evolution. We kind of really need to embrace it as important as, you know, I don't know, meditating and, you know, expanding our energy field or ascending from the darkness or whatever. It's a very important component on our spiritual journey, okay? Especially because we're in a physical body, we're in this physical world. So we really need to incorporate it. Now, unfortunately, over time, that sexual energy has been corrupted and twisted, and it can happen in many different ways. So in some ways, the sexual energy has been corrupted via religion, where they say it's wrong, where it's a sin, you know, where to feel sexual desire is, you know, you're going to go to hell, and all those things. To have, you know, sexual desire from someone outside of marriage is, you know, is a terrible thing, and all of those things. So religion has corrupted the sexual energy over time, making people feel afraid of it, or that it's a sin. Families and cultures have corrupted the connection to sexual energy, you know, through different things. Different cultures and will have different opinions around sexual energy, to some extreme cases where you get female genital mutilations, where they remove the clitoris, you know. So it can be as extreme as that from cultural and family perspective. And then that sexual guilt and shame can also come down to everyday experiences. So maybe you were with a partner who took advantage of you, and then you felt really ashamed of your body. Or maybe you're with someone and they didn't treat you so nicely, and you felt really rejected, or they said that your body was ugly, or they just used you and then didn't communicate to you afterwards. And that can bring a lot of sexual shame as well. Some experiences, sexual experiences that people have may make you feel very guilty, you know. Maybe you felt like you did the wrong thing, or you were with the wrong person, or it created some other problems. And so our everyday experiences can also create sexual shame and guilt wrapped around it as well. And then on the other extreme, okay, we get things like sexual abuse. And sexual abuse can range from anything. Sexual abuse is any time when the person hasn't consented to another person becoming sexually active with them. Now, sexual abuse can be from childhood, and it can also go all the way into, you know, everyday connections with people, to rape, you know, and even sexual abuse can happen in long-term relationships and in marriage. So sexual abuse can happen anytime, anywhere along someone's timeline, and it can be from the extreme experience of rape or pedophilia. It can also be from somebody. Sexual abuse can be just from someone touching you inappropriately, kissing you inappropriately. Sexual abuse could be from someone actually talking to you in a way that is sexually derogative, or makes you feel uncomfortable in those ways. And sexual abuse can also be from someone just looking at you in a very kind of lurchy kind of, is it lecturous way? I don't know if that's the right word. Where their sexual energy, they're even just looking at you, and their sexual energy can go into you, and you just feel like creeped out by the person. All those experiences is another person using their sexual energy in an inappropriate way, which oversteps your boundaries. Now, it could be on a physical level, it could be on an emotional level, mental level, or just an energetic level. And so abuse can happen in so many different ways. Now, in extreme cases of this abuse, what happens is that, and this is when abuse can be very difficult to overcome, is when the abuser breaks the person's energetic boundaries, okay? So they break through the energetic boundaries because they're imposing themselves upon another person. This is particularly true for rape and pedophilia, when the child does not have a voice to say no, or even the understanding about what's going on to say, actually, I have boundaries and this isn't right. When the abuser breaks through the energetic boundaries, and they break through their physical boundaries, and what happens is that the abused energetically will start to move out of their body, right? Okay, so and the abuser will start to come in and claim their body. And so what can happen in abuse patterns is that the one that's being abused can have a lot of disassociated patterns where they actually are out of their body quite a lot. They have issues grounding, they have issues actually even connecting to the feelings of their body because they can't even register their body anymore, and they have an inability to make decisions and stuff properly for themselves because they're very disconnected from the body. Now, the reason why the soul or the spirit starts to move out of the body is absolute safety, because it kind of comes down to that belief system, well, you can have my body but you can't have me, you can have my body but you can't touch my soul. And so that's part of that kind of safety mechanism that takes place. Now, what happens is that throughout the person's life, those that have experienced abuse, even if the abuse happened 10 years before, 20 years ago, they can still be feeling that they're getting abused on a daily basis because the energy of the abuser is still inside of them, okay? Now, this energy of the abuser is what makes some people feel really dirty, like, oh, I'm really dirty inside and I can't get rid of this feeling of being dirty all the time. That's because they have the energy of the abuser inside of them. Now, that could be the essence of the abuser that's still lingering inside of them, or on another level, it could be a dark energy that is on the abuser that then comes into the child's body and is just a dark force inside of them. So you kind of have to have a look and see what's going on. And so, you know, a lot of times when I'm healing people with abuse, I need to go in and I need to remove the abuser's energy from them, you know, remove the abuser's emotions from them, remove the abuser's mindset from them, because what can happen is that person can just constantly feel like the abuser's in their mind, the abuser's always chasing them, the abuser's always abusing them. So we really need to go through and release it from these different places, just to get the person to be able to come back into their body again, because their soul ain't going to come back into their body if it's clogged up with all this gunk, yeah? So you want to go through and start to release it. And then usually what I do after I've cleared out the abuser's energy, and we'll do this in the energy clearing as well if this is true for you, and then I go through and clear everything out, and I want to pull out memories and stuff like that. And then usually what I do is I go through and I re-heal all the energy lines inside the body, because remember, we've got hundreds and thousands of energy pathways in our body. And sometimes, most times, the abuser's energy will come in and break the person's energy pathways. And in that process of breaking the energy pathways, it kind of scrambles the body. Like the body just can't work itself out anymore. I don't know what I'm supposed to feel. I don't know how I'm supposed to react and stuff like that. So I go through and recircuit all the energy pathways again, so there's communication back into the body. I go through the auric field and start to heal it all up. I really make sure the abuser's energy is far, 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 far away. And I look for any part of the person's body or energy field where they might still feel controlled by the abuser. So, you know, again, I'll go through and release that. Once I feel the body safe, you know, safe enough, then I begin to invite the person's soul and spirit back into their body. Now, that could take some time. Some people are ready to come back in. They're like, oh, thank God I can come back in. Others take time to come back into their body. Others, it's a process. Okay, let's just see if I can feel comfortable in my heart. Let's see if I can feel comfortable in my mind again. And then I go through a process of letting them claim their body back, claiming their energy field back again, until they feel like, oh my God, I can be back in me, back in me, back in me. And then the other thing which I tend to do, which is really, really beautiful, is I allow their innocence to return back to them. So sometimes, if their innocence has been broken, that little sparkly light of their innocence, their joy, their love, you know, kind of, you know, it gets broken. It gets broken from these experiences. And I just call their innocence back to their body. I call their beauty back to their body. I call that, you know, there's no other word for it, but it's their innocence. And you let their innocence return back to them, and all of a sudden their body floods with light again. All of a sudden they remember who they are. All of a sudden they recognize that they're a divine being, that they're sacred. All of a sudden it kind of raises their understanding of who they are in this world again. And it can be such a beautiful, profound shift. And I found taking an abused victim through that process very successful. I've done it a few times, so I found it to be very, 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 very successful process of doing that. So if you ever come across that in your work as a healer, then that's something you can do. On that note of abuse, I never, even if I feel the person's being sexually abused, or I get a feeling, I never say it unless the person brings it up. Unless they tell me, hey, I've been sexually abused. I never say, I'm getting a premonition of you being sexually abused by your father at 3. I never say that because A, I could be wrong. B, and most importantly, the person might not be ready to deal with that on that level. They might not be ready to deal with that information, you know. Their body might be too traumatic for them. So I always go layer by layer with person. And you can heal abuse without actually even going back in and reliving the abuse memories or reliving the abuse trauma, because sometimes it's inappropriate to do that, you know. Sometimes you just need to heal the person We don't need to worry about the story, and we just move on, you know. And for other people, they do need to understand the story because it's something that they need to piece together. But I always go with what the person reveals to me, and what the person is and only from that perspective. Even if I might have an inkling underneath it, I don't go in too quickly to unlock things that way, because it can be a very delicate process. So I think that's important to become aware of. Yeah. Okay, alrighty. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about was consent. And I think now we've got this whole Me Too movement that, you know, this understanding of consent is becoming more and more we're becoming more aware of our consent options. But I certainly, when I was growing up, did not know that I had consent options. I didn't know that. I didn't know you could say no. I didn't know that you could, you know, even for things that you didn't feel comfortable with, you know, I wasn't aware of that. I thought there was a part of me that was like, oh, well, you just have to kind of put up with things, do you know? Which is like completely the wrong attitude for a young girl to have, do you know? So we need to be we need to be looking also that we have consent options. And, you know, our consent options, as soon as we feel uncomfortable in a situation, we have the opportunity to either say no to something. You know, if we don't like someone's advances, we can clearly say no. We can say, I'm not comfortable with this. Can you do it this way? You know, we also have the ability to guide people. Sometimes, you know, when we're, getting intimate with someone, you know, people can often misread what the other person wants, you know, particularly if one person is like, right, we need to get intimate and this is the end goal, the end destination. And maybe the other person's like, actually, I'm happy with just kissing here, do you know? So sometimes we really need to be able to know that we have the ability to redirect the other person's behavior to something which we feel more comfortable with, you know? And I think it's very important that we voice that in every step of the way. And just because you have been, you know, intimate with someone in the past, doesn't mean that they have the right to be intimate with you again the next day. Maybe the next day it's just about, like I said, kissing or touching. You don't need to go deeper into it. And I think it's very important that we understand that we can consent to every single step of the way in every single moment, from the truth of our being. And so sometimes we have to just say clearly no. Sometimes we have to redirect the person, and we can redirect the person with our hands. You know, maybe they've got their hands on your bum and you're like, oh, I'm not happy with that. You can just pull it up to their waist, and hopefully the person gets, okay, this is where we're at, you know, hopefully. Other times if they're not getting that, then you have to be like, hey, I'm uncomfortable with that, but I'm really happy in this perspective, or in this way. And then if things still get heavy, you know, and you're feeling really uncomfortable, you have the right to stand up and just like say, no, this is it, this is finished, and you need to leave, do you know? And we need to start getting into our power about what makes us feel comfortable. Now, the only problem in all of that consent options is that, particularly for women, is that sometimes our bodies get overloaded with sensations, and our body can get overloaded with our sexual energy, and our body can get overloaded with our emotions and our thoughts. And sometimes we end up in situations and we just feel so overloaded that we don't even know what the right thing to do is anymore. It's like, am I supposed to say yes? Does it feel good? Am I feeling uncomfortable? Am I supposed to? And so that can be a problem for a lot of women. And so if you're suffering from that, then I really invite you to you know, take things a little bit slower, so that every moment of being intimate with someone, that you're feeling very truthful in actually, this feels good, do you know, or actually, no, I'm quite happy just to stay here and kiss for the rest of the night. And so I invite you to just move things a little bit slower, so that you don't get too overloaded and overwhelmed, and that you start to learn to get back to the truth of your body, so that you can really recognize what your body wants, or your being wants at every given moment. And then you'll start to step into your power. And then when you start to step into your power, those intimate situations will be much quicker. It's like, oh, actually, this feels good. Yeah, I'm quite happy to do this. Or it's like, no, I'm not happy with this, you know, and you can be more in your power more quickly. So I really invite you to practice that. And the other thing that I think is quite interesting to go into around consent, or abuse, is that people tend to have three responses when they're in situations of intimacy, when they're feeling very uncomfortable. They either go into fight, flight, or fawn, okay? So the fight would be like, no, get off, this is not, I'm not happy with this, go away, right? The flight would be like, either run away, or you can, like the abused victim, jump out of the body. Like, no, not here, body's here, but I'm not here, but I'm not present, okay? And the other thing people can do is go into fawn, where they're like, oh, okay, I'm really happy with this, I'm really comfortable, because on some level it's a safety and survival technique, you know, but actually it's not the truth. So I invite you in those moments, you know, to look at how your body's responding in every single intimate experience. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Are you able to communicate what your truth of your being is to the other person? And can you step into your power? And are you able to redirect your energy? And I feel as women particularly, we need to start getting stronger in this, so that we don't end up in situations where we feel uncomfortable in. Okay, let me go through the chat and see what's going on. All right, so Daniel, yeah, really important. Daniel's bringing up the Wheel of Consent by Betty Martin. It's a really amazing Wheel of Consent. You should definitely go check it out, people. Definitely. All right. What else are you saying? Yeah, amazing resource. It is. Thank you, Daniel. That's perfect. Rosario, I realize that ovarian cyst is related to ancestral sexual shame and abuse. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes the genetic information of sexual abuse and shame, which may have happened in past generations, because it's such a low, twisted vibration, even if you didn't experience the sexual abuse, that twisted energy and vibration can manifest in physical form inside the body. So yeah, a good one to bring up, and interesting, Rosario. Charlotte, I totally understand what you're saying. When I started being open more spiritually, had a lot of psychic attacks in that form of abuse. Yeah. And it's really interesting when you start to open up. See, right, this is very interesting, Charlotte. Perpetrators, right? Am I saying the right words? Perpetrators? What is that, perpetrate? I don't know, is that the right word to use? The ones that, you know, the predators. Predators might be a better word to use. The sexual predators, the ones that, you know, they can be very attracted to people's light. So the more bright you are, the more attracted they can be to you, because it's food for them. Do you know? That's why a lot of predators or pedophiles, you know, they have a lot of dark energy around them. They're actually attracted to the child's light quite a lot, because it's like good food. Because remember, things of the darkness, right, are unable to generate their own light, so they want to take it from somebody else, you know. And so that can happen too when you open up spiritually. When you awaken your energy, you can attract more predators to you, because they're attracted to your light. And that's why it's so super important for us that we can stand in our light and have amazing strong boundaries, and be able to, you know, push people away, avoid people, intuit people before they even come into your life, so that you can sidestep your life, so that you always are in safety. It's so important that we learn to protect ourselves on many different levels, so we don't have to shut ourselves down, you know. Yeah. Okay, Liv is guilt, shame, and abused. Lizmira is saying hi, Lizmira. Michaela, this topic brings up shame, guilt, and disgust, and feeling betrayed by my own body. Yeah, and we can feel very betrayed by our own body, especially if our own body moves into feeling scrambled, like we can't understand what our body wants or needs. Is this good? Is it not good? And can I trust it? And so what can happen, right, is people that have had sexual abuse or sexual shame or some twisted stuff going on around sexuality, because they get so scrambled inside of who they are, they can tend to end up having eating disorders in their lives, because they can't work out their body anymore, and then they can't work out what their body needs as food, and then they're trying to like purge because they're feeling disgusting inside, like vomiting and stuff like that, and then they feel hungry and confused, and so that can create a lot of externally can be displayed as eating disorders if there's a lot of internal abuse going on. And you know, abuse doesn't always necessarily have to be sexual abuse. It could be physical abuse, verbal abuse as well. There's just so many ways that it can manifest. Okay, alrighty, big topic, people. Okay, so what I would really hi Sabina. Okay, So what I would really like to do is do an energy clearing, if that's okay. We're going to do some clearing. We're going to clear out some stuff. I think what we need to do is maybe unlock the sexual energy from all the shame, help you return back to getting your body's intelligence back again, so you can recognize what you need. Maybe we go on and teach you that you can say no in situations. I'd also like you to be able to claim your body as sacred again, so that we raise your vibration to be more respected. And then I'm going to teach you how, at the end, just how you can circulate your sexual energy around your body just to be a protective force. Okay, does that sound good? Yeah, should we do that? Alrighty, okay, cool. Whew. Yeah, okay, this is a very important topic, right? Okay. Right, so for those that haven't done energy clearings before, you're just going to follow my voice. You might feel old energy and memories releasing from you. You might feel blocks coming up in your throat or anything like that. Just welcome light in, or healing energy in, you know, whatever you want to call it, just to come in and help release it. You can move your body. Sometimes blocks come up, and moving your body is a really good way to let everything unlock, because if a block's coming up, it means the body's ready to let go of it. So you might just need to help it on its way. And you can also breathe into the block as well to help release it. You might also get new energy coming in, new information coming into your body to wake you up. So that's also can happen as well. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Whew. Okay, so I invite you just to get connected with your body. So have 3 really deep breaths. And I just want you to feel the room that you're in just filling up with lots of beautiful light, beautiful healing energy. Just creating a beautiful safe space around you. So I'm just going to send a beautiful vortex of light into the room that you're in. And you're also going to welcome a beautiful vortex of light into your body. And I just want you to allow that vortex of light to come into your body and then spin into all the cells in your body, and then spin into all the DNA into your body. So you're getting this vortex of light spinning through your room, spinning through your body, spinning into your cells, spinning into your DNA. Good. Good. So your body should just have lots and lots and lots of light there. And I just want you to feel your sexual energy as a life force. So we're just going to contact the sexual energy as a life force. And we're going to pull off all the mud on top of your sexual energy, okay? So can we release from you any sexual shame or sexual guilt or sexual repression that you have been affected by religion or religious teachings or genetic religious teachings? So sometimes your family might not be religious, but you may have come from a long line of very religious people, so that can still be stored inside of you. So can we release all the guilt, the shame, and the repression that religion has put upon your sexual energy, and let's just let it all go. And there's a lot there, people, on this group level. I just feel like all this mud coming off. You know, you might feel a lot of mud coming out of your sexual palace area, or your sacral chakra, whatever you want to call it, or off your genitals. You know, just let it all go. There's a lot of mud there. And for some reason, I feel a lot of anger too. So maybe feeling the anger of feeling so suppressed or so disconnected. So you can let all that suppressed anger go as well. And while this religious shame and guilt's releasing from you, can we release any vows of chastity or any part of you that deeply believes that your sexual energy is wrong and it's a sin? Just let that all go. Very, 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 very good. Good. And just move your hips. Just move your hips from side to side as all that religious stuff's coming out of you. It's interesting, as the religious stuff's clearing, you might also start to feel, you know, your sexual energy moving up your body. It's like, because your sexual energy helps fuel the kundalini to awaken. So you might start to feel the kundalini being like, oh, free to move up your spine, up your body. So just allow that. Okay, good. It's interesting. I'm feeling the kundalini energy coming up the body, and it's like opening up the mind. It's like, oh, you know, now the mind doesn't have to be suppressed by all those thoughts as well. So you might feel the mind unlocking. Okay. The next thing we're going to start to release from you is all the sexual shame, the sexual guilt, and any sexual abuse that may be hidden in your genetic information. So sometimes families hold on to secrets, you know, of stuff, and so they can clog us, or in Rosario's case, create a cyst inside her body. So I invite you to allow all the sexual shame and the sexual abuse and the sexual story of the family and whatever secrets might be there to release from you now, so that you're not trapped by it, and let that go. For some of you, that's such a very deep pattern. I feel like you've got to send more light in just to unlock it. It feels like a very heavy, hidden lot of mud inside of you. So I'm just going to go in and start to clear it out. And there we go. Blah. I don't know why I feel like vomiting for you guys. You know, sometimes things are so deeply suppressed, deep family stuff. Let it go. Let it go. And sometimes it's been hidden for so long that it just gets passed down. Let it go, let it go, let it go. There we go. Whew. And just witness light going through all your DNA, clearing it all up, clearing out all those memories, those stories, those abuse patterns. Because, you know, sometimes what happens is that the genetic information can be caught in abuse patterns, and then in our lives we attract abuse patterns into our lives. May not necessarily be sexual abuse patterns, but they could be, you know, being abused by your boss or something like that, you know, taking advantage of you with work and things like that. So, you know, these patterns can repeat themselves in many different ways. So it's really important we unlock them. So going into the DNA, sending light into the DNA, letting go of wherever abuse patterns are there. Good. Give your body a shake. For a lot of you, I feel like a lot of heart energy wants to release, like a lot of like heaviness in the heart. As we release all that family stuff, I feel like, you know, obviously it's blocked the heart chakra on some level inside of you. So can we just send a lot of light into the heart chakra just to release the family, that family trauma that you've you know, the family shame, the family guilt. Just let it release from the heart chakra now. Because all these abuse, shame, guilt, it stops love from flowing. Do you know, it stops love flowing between parents, between children, between the generations. So I feel like there's a big block inside your heart that just is stopping love, more love from flowing in your life. So let that block release. And feel your heart opening up and expanding, just so that love can start flowing again. Love can start flowing again in your body. So you might feel your heart overflowing with love, allowing it to go through your body. Love can start flowing through your life again, flowing through the family. Okay, good. Take 3 really deep breaths. Give your body a big shimmy and a shake. Alrighty. So now we're going to go into your life now, okay? So can we release from you all the partners? It could be if you've been abused. It could be partners that have abused you. It could be partners of the past which no longer serve you, you know? Can we release all the intimate partners or people that have been intimate with you on that level? Can we allow their energy to start to release from you? And I apologize if you're someone who has had severe abuse, because I'm working very generically on a very group level. So, you know, there's a spectrum of people here that have had many different experiences. So I kind of have to work on that level. So if there's someone very specific in your life that's created a lot of issues, then you can focus on them solely. If you're someone that's just had a lot of different experiences, then you can, you know, focus on a more of a mass level. So you have to work out what works for you. Okay. All right, so we're going to allow their energy to start to release from you now. Okay, so sending in a big vortex of light, and you're going to allow their energy to start to go. Let it release from your mind. Let their energy release from your mind and your thoughts. Let's allow their energy to release from your heart, your throat chakra. Let's allow their energy to release from your solar plexus, your sacral chakra. Letting it all go, letting it all go, letting it release from the base chakra and the crown, letting it all release or release or release. Good, 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 good. I just feel like I'm pulling some really dark energy off people that's been just stuck inside their bodies. Just letting it all go, letting it just be sucked out of you now, letting it all go. Letting your body just release it, release it, release it. Let whatever parts of it feel still locked inside of you, let's send lots of light there to unlock it. And as we're releasing their energy from you, let's release all the guilt and the shame, the hatred, whatever feelings that they've left inside of you. Maybe it's disgust, and you're going to allow all of that to go. Ooh, I feel like a lot of old disgust energy releasing. Really sticky, sticky energy going now. So as their energy is coming out, we're now pulling out all the emotions, the toxic emotions that they've left inside of you or that they've created inside of you. We're going to pull all that out. Good. Still coming out, people. I feel like I've got to get in there with some like light knives or something, laser beams, and like chuck, 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 get in there and just start to really just disconnect it from you now. So some of you might have already felt it's already gone. For others, I'm just going to get in there with some big light lasers and just kind of like just disconnect it now. Let it go. And we're just going to pull it out of the energy field now, pull it out of your life, send it on its way, let it get washed clean, worked out in the universe. Whew, that's really interesting. For some of you, I feel like there's like this karmic energy unwrapping from your heart. So as their energy releases and the toxic emotions that they've created inside of you releases, I feel this old karmic energy in the heart chakra or around the soul seat unraveling. So if that's you, I invite you just to let the karmic pattern that created this experience to now start to release from you and unravel. Okay, very, very good. For some of you, I feel like your brain's still releasing some stuff. So just let your brain, I think your brain's reordering. So now that you don't have that energy inside of you, your brain's like, well, then who am I? What am I supposed to do? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through your body and let all the energy pathways that may have been broken or scrambled or, you know, we're going to send light through them and reorder them, recircuit them. So you might feel light pouring into your body, reorganizing all the energy pathways in your body, letting it all come through, reorganizing it, healing, you know, reconnecting your body back again. Give your body a shake and smile. You might feel more light coming in, more energy coming in. Okay, cool. So can we now call the parts of you that have disassociated from your body back into your body? So let's call your light, your being, your essence, your soul. Let's call it back into your body. Let's let your higher self, your soul, your essence, whatever you want to call it, your energy, your vibration, whatever parts are being sitting out of your body. We now have space in your body because we pulled the other energy out, space for you to exist in your body. So let's call you in. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, keep calling your energy into your body. You're getting so much more brighter. I feel like more of your energy can come in now. Let's welcome the next wave of your energy back into your body. I'm going to go through your auric field and just, make it nice and strong. Clear it up. Okay, when you're ready, let's call your innocence back into your body. So any part where your innocence been broken or taken or whatever, we're just going to call it back into your body now. So just allowing all your innocence to return to you. Beautiful, just letting all that light come back. So much light coming back into your heart. You might feel your heart just getting that feeling of innocence or beauty inside your heart. It might be just that feeling returning back to you. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I don't know why, but I feel like for some of you guys, I don't know who it is out there, just need to give your brain a little bit of help. It's like your brain hasn't quite caught up to the healing, like it's still maybe traumatized on some level. So can we just send lots of light into your brain and just release any trauma that it's still holding on to or any trauma that it's unable to move out of? Can we just send a lot of light and a lot of love into your brain to help it release and heal and transform? Just let all that light go in, all that light. You might feel memories unlocking from the brain. You might feel some twisted patterns in the brain unraveling. You might just feel your brain coming more into alignment, or your brain reconnecting back to your body, Actually, this is probably what we need to do. Can we reunite your brain and your body together again? Can we reunite your brain and your nervous system throughout your body to unite again? Can we teach you how to recognize the truth of your body, the truth of what your body is feeling? And can we teach you how to recognize the truth of what your body is needing? Can we teach you how to recognize, how to express the truth of your body? Can we teach you how to express the truth of your body in every single situation? And can we teach you that you have the power to express the truth of your body's needs in every single situation? Can we teach you how to be powerful in your body? And feel powerful in what your body understands and needs. Good, beautiful. I feel like everyone's just getting stronger in their sense of self, which is good, amazing. So just let your body start to realign now, reorganize, come back to your truth. I feel like for a lot of you, I'm feeling the energy, your auric field is like reformatting, re-stitching up, getting stronger. So you might feel a lot of movement going in your auric field as you move back into alignment with yourself. Okay, good. Now we're going to claim you as sacred, okay? So I would like you just to sit down, and you're going to feel beautiful light coming all the way down from above your heads. Beautiful loving light from all corners of the universe. And beautiful loving light like underneath you. So it's like you're getting light underneath you as well. And let's just raise you in a new energy. So I want you to feel your whole being, your whole body raising to a whole new experience. And can we teach you what it feels like to be sacred again? What it feels like to be a sacred being? Can we teach you how to be sacred and that you are sacred? Can we teach you what it feels like to have a sacred body and that your mind is sacred and that your heart is sacred? And so I'd like you to take your hands, fill them up with light, and just wash them over your body and just say, like, my head is sacred, and run your hands over your body. My eyes are sacred. My ears are sacred. And run your hands over your body. My mouth is sacred. And as you're doing it, you're kind of activating your whole body to recognize it's sacred. My cheeks are sacred. My neck is sacred. My arms are sacred. My fingers are sacred. My breasts are sacred. You know, my hips are sacred. My back. My sexual palace is sacred. My legs are sacred. My toes, and just touch your toes. And just run your hands over your body and just claim your whole being as sacred. And you're going to place one hand on your sexual palace. So, you know, womb space, genitals, sacral chakra, whatever feels comfortable for you. And you're going to place one hand on your heart. And you're going to say, my sexual energy is sacred. My sexuality is sacred. And then I want you to feel your heart and your sexual palace uniting. And I just want you to have a moment claiming your whole being as sacred. Good. Okay, good. That's feeling good. Now we're going to do a few microcosmic orbits so that we can strengthen your energy field with your sexual energy. So you're going to inhale, squeeze your intimate muscles, pump your sexual energy all the way up your spine to the top of your head. And on the exhale, breathe your sexual energy down your body. So we're creating like a circuit of energy up the spine, down the front, okay? Inhale, squeeze intimate muscles, pump the sexual energy all the way up the spine to the top of the head. Exhale, breathe that sexual energy all the way down. And again, inhale, squeeze intimate muscles, send the sexual energy all the way up to the top of your head. Exhale, breathe it down. And as you're letting your sexual energy circulate around your body, just keep allowing that. I'd like you to feel your sexual energy, like just strengthening your auric field. So again, squeeze intimate muscles, pump the sexual energy up the back of the body. Exhale, breathe it down the front of your body. And 2 more times in your own way. Sexual energy up the spine and then down the front. And again. And just feel your whole auric field getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. Smile, because smiling's good. And just feel yourself. Feel the beauty that can now exist inside of you. Feel your sacredness that exists inside of you. Feel your innocence. Feel your strength, your power, your ability to express. You are such an amazing being. Such an amazing being who can transform out of anything. Amazing. Cool. Give yourself a shake and a shimmy. And tell me what happened. Did you feel stuff release? How are you feeling now? Just write something into the chat so I can feel what's going on for the group. It was quite a lot of big stuff going on there. Okay, so Shima's saying, I was wondering how to deal with clients whose ancestors were abusers, creating shame and guilt around sexuality. It's the same thing. You can actually just unlock the ancestors' consciousness of the client's sexual energy, because you know we're multidimensional beings, so that energy of the ancestors is still locked in them. So you just need to unlock it. The energy is really interesting. Once you recognize what's out of alignment, once you have conscious awareness of, hey, that's going on, as soon as you recognize that, it will start to move anyway, because it's like, oh, now I don't have to be like this anymore. Finally, someone's recognized that there's something's out of alignment, and it will start to just naturally shift anyway. But it's the same thing. Just say, let's now let the abusers, the ancestors' abuse energy unlock from this person's energy or whatever. Same thing. Okay. Michaela, I felt so sick during the entire clearing. At some point, I had to physically rip don't know what else you had to rip off something. Okay, yeah, well, you obviously had something to clear out there. Okay, you may want to do this energy clearing again if you're feeling like things still need a little bit more work. So I would recommend maybe doing it again. Mary, yes, great releases and then such warmth. Yeah, it's amazing when you let your soul and your sacredness return back to you. It can bring so much warmth. And wow, so much sticky yucky stuff got pulled off me. Yeah, there was some dark stuff going on here. Michaela, all the dark sticky energy. Wow, good. Has it come off, Michaela? I want to know. Phaser, loads of shifts around sexuality and realignment. Great. Emma, the heart was heavy. Then you did the clearing on the heart and a lot of heat came through my body. Still some heart work to do, but it's lighter. Thank you. Okay, that's great. Great. And I didn't realize how abusive my past relationships have been. Yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes we think abuse is normal. Do you know, if we've been brought up in abusive families, it's normal. It's normal to be abused, and then you attract partners and you think it's normal. So yeah, it's not until we get out of it that we recognize actually how damaging the situation was. Daniel, when I was a baby, I screamed a lot. Apparently my dad would be fast asleep next to me. This had manifested in me not being heard, my needs not being listened to. Man employs others. I witnessed a shift. Me being listened to. My body needs are sacred. Amazing. I'm so happy for that. That's huge. Chima, thank you. Vanya, releasing karmic patterns really helps. Still something left, but much better now. Great. And feeling the light. Michaela, feeling much lighter, but we'll definitely watch this clearing again. Amazing, people. Amazing. Thank you so much for going on this journey with me. You know, I know these are quite heavy topics, but you know, we have to clear them. If we don't clear them, and then we don't allow path for others to clear their stuff. Do you know, we don't, you know, sometimes we need to break through stuff so others can break through it. So I'm really grateful on a bigger collective level that you've decided to shift this stuff out. But also so that you can just live a brighter life. Do you know, that's really important too. And you know, as you unlock and shift yourself, you're also unlocking and shifting your brothers and sisters, the future generations, and the ones before. So you're doing some really good work. So thank you so much for coming with me today. Thank you. But sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for shifting and changing and clearing, and just turning up to be amazing. So may you have a very blessed weekend. May you feel loved from head to toe. And yeah, keep joining the journey. Lots of kisses. Bye.